Hello, Herd, and welcome to another episode of Hat Chatter, the show that you probably didn't know we did or forgot we did.
I didn't
And
forget.
I promise we did not forget we did. Yeah, this is the random new thing we started doing a while back where we just chit chat, but not just any chit chat, only the chit chat that the hit hat decides.
Well, here's
I
the
was trying to
thing.
be
It used to
fancy.
be a hat, but now it's a Darth Vader.
Yeah, it clearly we don't have a plan.
What is this
Um,
from?
it's a cookie jar.
It's a cookie jar?
It's a cookie jar, but now it's a question holder. So, yes, we used to have a hat. I needed the hat, so we moved the questions into a Darth Vader cookie jar.
Yep.
But we've already invested so much imaginary money into the Hat Chatter brand and
Yeah,
logo,
we're doing our
so
best here. Doesn't fit.
we're not changing the name. So yeah, just again for those that may not be familiar or because it's been a while, just a refresher. Hat Chatter is just us talking, but we're prompted by questions we have written now so long ago. Although it didn't matter because I never
No.
remember any of the questions, nor which ones I wrote.
Every single one that we pulled, you were like, is this
Is
yours?
I have no idea. So yeah, we don't know what we're talking about until we talk about it. So this show could be horrible, could be great.
Could be fantastic.
We don't know. We will find out. You know what is great though is Expedition Roasters coffee.
And
Call me Paul Blart because that is a segue. Um,
a fantastic
so
movie.
we are now affiliates with Expedition Roasters, which if you know us and know of us, we love coffee. We also love you, and that's why we want you to love coffee and our coffee to love you, or at least your insides, your soul, if you will, but at least your stomach. Yeah, Expedition Roasters. If you like pop culture, Disney, and Star Wars themed coffee and very great flavored coffee, then check out the link in the description, whether you're listening or watching this. There's a link in the description. Everything you buy, we get 10% support. So buy some coffee.
Buy some
Do
dang
yourself a
coffee.
favor and learn how to talk during an ad, and then
I
buy
thought
some
it was fine.
coffee and support the show. So if you've been looking for ways to support us while also picking up your day and making it slightly better, coffee always makes things better.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Expedition Roasters, check them out. But only the
Yes.
ones you buy in the link below go to support the show. So get it right.
Get it right,
There we
guys.
go.
I'm
Anyway,
personally a big fan of the Tiki Room blend. Very
um,
tasty.
yeah, we have to recommend the Dark Side Roast. That's just straight
Of
coffee. If you really
course.
like it, it's just really good bold coffee. The great thing is, and I tell this to everyone we recommend. We were recommending this well before we were paid to do so, but now
Yes.
especially we're talking about it. But the flavor they say they are is what goes in your mouth. So
Dude.
I know I have been frustrated with coffees before where they're like, hey, here's this amazing, wonderful flavor that you buy this thing looking forward to tasting, and then you get it and it's just coffee. Or maybe it's slightly flavored coffee, but
Yeah.
it just doesn't slap you in the face. So the outer bean,
I
the spacey one.
I don't remember what it's called. I think it is outer bean.
Yeah, it's
It
one. Well, not the
tastes
newest one
no.
now. They did a Roger Rabbit themed one now,
Yes, they
but
did.
before that they did a space theme, and for some reason that
I
involves peanuts.
it tastes like a peanut butter cup.
It does. It's amazing.
It's
We got
so
some that's
tasty.
black velvet cognac, which I believe is the Voodoo Brew.
Yep.
Um,
Dr. Facilia.
tastes like you're drinking whiskey, which depending on your kind of work, you might need. But if you need to trick your brain into thinking that you're getting the good stuff, Voodoo Brew is great. You mentioned Tiki Room, tastes like coconut. The only coconut I've ever loved in this world. And I've had a freshly chopped coconut from a tree, by the way,
You have,
but that
and you
was
still
pure
don't like
pressure.
it.
No, I did
It's
not,
the
but it was
same thing with
horrible.
mangoes.
Yeah, I had to pretend because he climbed the tree. I was what am I supposed to do? So
You'll tell that story
now
someday.
we've climbed the tree. What are you supposed to do? You can't say no to these coconuts we've plucked from the glorious coffee tree for you. You have to try them. So link in the description below. Check it out. Also, our patrons there. If you want monthly support, that would be great. We
If you want to
appreciate
support
our
this,
patrons. Yeah, if you want to pay for this and just make more questionable life choices, then we will gladly accept your midlife crisis money. And so, but the benefits that come with that are input to the shows, more access to us and conversations about the content we create, all kinds of cool stuff. So it's not just giving us money, but you get something out of it. So yeah, there you go. Coffee and perks. All the links are in the description below.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm
Are
done.
you done?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good enough for
That's all the
me.
talking I have. No.
Well, we do have more coffee, or we do have more talking to
We
do.
better have more coffee.
We have plenty of coffee.
Speaking of
We have so much coffee. Yeah, we are big fans of coffee, so Expedition Roasters is an absolute joy for us
well,
to
yeah.
be sponsored by.
Originally, it was just because, hey, Disney themes, but then you get it and it's amazing, and it's just like,
It's such good coffee, guys.
wow, yeah, it's really good. And
Yeah,
they have all kinds of great stuff. They have Toy Story, they have Cars, they have 101 Dalmatians. They even had Coco.
they did, and it was
Um,
so good.
they had that. I don't know if they carry that all the time. Some things are seasonal, some things are only
Hmm.
when they have the supply, but there's a lot that they have on stock all the time.
Yep, Halloween's
So
coming, guys.
I
Get
swear,
ready.
we're not just trying to butter you up for this. We're just talking about coffee we love.
We
So
do, we do, we love it so
there you
much.
go. Pay us to do that. Well, they're paying. Well, they pay us if you pay them. So let's start the chain reaction. Let's make some science, baby, and just get some coffee and
Make some science.
some podcast maybe.
Some podcast. I am picking a question from the depths.
Yep. I don't know why these while you're doing that. I don't know why these are always so popular, but they are.
Dude,
It's kind of weird because
because we're just chit
we
chatting,
put
man.
so much effort into our Star Wars stuff and everything, but then these are the ones that blow up on us, and it's just like, wow, you mean we're genuinely interesting without our hobbies? Weird. All right. Oh gosh, is this a bad one?
It's not a
By the
bad
way,
one.
no, there's been episodes where we've done one question because we've talked forever, and then
Yes.
there's been one. I think the last one where we did two.
And I think this is going to be a 2-1.
Oh, okay. Well,
Be-
I mean, we have no plan other than
yeah.
the Darth Vader cookie jar hat thing decides what we talk about. So what are we talking about?
In 3 words, John, describe your self image.
Oh gosh, did you
Yeah.
write this one?
Yes, I did.
Darn you! Is this going to
I
be another sad one like the
I
last time?
I do not think so because I think that my self image has dramatically
Good, you
improved
go
over the
first.
last few years. I'd say
3 words to describe your self-image?
I think well
What are your intentions? What are your intentions with my daughter? And
with
by
my
my
self
daughter, I
daughter.
mean me. I am my
I
daughter.
I
Hi, I'm
honestly
Nancy.
what's up, Nancy? I'll have you back by 8. Um I I don't remember what I was thinking when I wrote this
Well,
question.
what does the you now tell you is your intentions with my daughter this time?
This time I think it was just I was in a weird place and I was like I want to get introspective
You
on
did the
this
one
one.
last time that we got all emotional about because you were like compliment people,
That one was
right?
you.
Was it?
That was you. Yeah.
I was in a weird mood, I guess.
You were in a weird mood. If I had to describe my self-image, I'd say first word being improving.
Hey.
Cuz you know what? I'm just trying not to hate myself anymore.
Yeah.
Which is a quote from a thing. I'm not just, pulling that out of thin air.
I
It's
didn't think it was that fancy, but okay.
it's a legitimate thing.
No,
Like,
yeah. My comment meaning more of like I didn't just pull that like
oh yeah.
bippity boppity boo.
Yeah.
It's just like that's not fancy.
No,
Never mind. I'm gonna stop
you're good.
talking.
Yeah, I it's definitely improving. Over the last few years, I've definitely become much more comfortable with who I am as a person. I will leave it at that.
Which is awesome to see.
Thank
I
you.
mean, I love you, but like seeing you love yourself and also like not necessarily forcing people to love you, but like forcing people to put up with you. Like,
You don't have a
well,
choice.
yeah, you can't make people love you, but you can make them put up with you. You don't have to be dishonest about yourself, and that's just a general statement. And so
Yeah.
to see you kind of take on that life motto and just as the kids say, living your best life.
Living
Um,
your truth
and
and
yeah,
whatnot.
in the personal sense, obviously, we could all do with more money. That's why you should go check out Expedition Roasters. But like living your
Yeah.
best life isn't about being perfect, but like you said, it's like being in that process of feeling gooder every day about it. I didn't just pull that out of my. I did actually.
Shut
Haha!
up.
It was the coffee. All right.
It,
First word.
my first
Improving.
word is improving. My second word is imperfect, I'll say.
Are you
Because,
going? I wanted to say aristocratic. Acrostic on me.
no.
I.
You mean,
Improving and.
not onomatopoeia, what's the word? Alliteration.
Pow. Yes, I should have known. That's my spiritual father's superpower.
Yes, it is. Barry
um,
Platt is
yeah, give him a
fantastic with
topic. He'll
alliteration.
he'll alliterate about that.
Exactly.
Uh,
Uh,
let's alliterate about that.
imperfect.
Okay.
I do still struggle quite a bit with um,
Everything.
not everything,
I'm sorry.
not liking myself. I
Oh, that's right. We're
you
talking about self-image.
yeah we when it comes to improving, I am getting better, but there are still days where I beat myself up with, you know, dang it, why did I do that?
Mm.
Or that was really annoying. I wish I hadn't said that. That kind of thing. And I referred to myself as obnoxious last night, and I have to kind of rethink the way that I talk about myself. So that goes into the improvement, but there are still days where I get such like intense guilty feelings. Um that's part of my anxiety.
Mm.
I grew up with like several different kinds of guilt.
Mm.
Um and that is something that I put on myself most of all. Um but you know what? Back to improvement. There are days where I can talk myself out of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's days where I have to seek reassurance from you or from friends and be like, hey, I know it's silly, but are we still friends? You still love me, right? And I think that just comes with a lot of baggage. But you know what? It's getting better.
Yeah.
It's getting better all
Well,
the
I mean,
time.
recognizing imperfections is helpful. I'm a big believer in knowing and remembering you're imperfect,
Yeah.
only in the sense that you're always kind of, like I said earlier, in the process, not in the self-deprecation sense. I don't
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in the whole I'm imperfect and like just bagging yourself,
Yeah.
but I think remembering we're only human, you know, yeah, I'm getting better, but I'm still imperfect. So yeah, I messed up today. I'm bound to like, it just kind of puts things in
Yeah.
perspective by being like, I'm 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 not perfect. Like it's okay if I mess up because that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But then like you said, back to the improving, you don't just let it be
Yeah.
imperfect.
And I acknowledge the fact that, a lot of my negative self image that I've dealt with in the past, a lot of that guilt comes from past trauma. Not even sometimes trauma, but just things that have happened that affected me in one way or the other.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, all earth shaking, horrible things, but like hearing the women that I trusted and I loved talking about themselves poorly. Like being introduced to diet culture so young, that affected my self image. That is something that I'm still working on, every single day. And you know what? Be careful how you talk to your kids. Be careful how you talk about yourself around your kids. If you can learn something from, listening to a hat chatter,
First of all, good for you.
good for you. If you can like decode some of this nonsense, hit us up for Pete's sake. Are you a therapist? Can I come see you? No,
Right.
I have a therapist. She's very nice. Um, what's my third word? I got improving. I got imperfect. What's another I word?
Mm-hmm.
Irish Spring.
There you go.
Very clean. Um, uh,
I've just enjoyed you talking, so I haven't really contributed in the
that,
last couple minutes.
that's okay. If creative, I think of myself as very creative. Is this my resume? Like, you know what? I'm going to use that. I like things about myself, and that I will put my creativity in that
Okay.
category. I'm jumping over some hoops, but you know what? It's fine.
It's bound to happen.
Yeah, like I with my self-image have grown to appreciate parts of myself that I previously hidden or, just didn't talk about with everyone. And I think I've really started growing closer to myself in that way. If you can grow closer to your own person,
Absolutely.
and not being apologetic about the fact that I do love things. There are many things that I love. Um, Star Wars being a big one, but also not like if I don't know something about, or if I don't know everything about something, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. How about my third word is unapologetic? There you go.
Okay.
I don't
There
know.
we go. The eagle has landed.
The eagle has landed. Give me your words, John, because I don't have any more.
Those are great. Those are great words. I like them, and I agree with all of them. Um, I was so busy listening to you, I didn't think about this, and people can probably tell I'm tired. But
Yes, we are very tired.
podcasting is best when tired because then there's less filter, so you just say everything.
Mm-hmm.
um, it's most of our content. So 3 words to describe my self image.
Or just describe yourself, like I think I
Describe
did.
myself. Okay, I mean that's fair. I don't know. I mean either way, I don't like talking about myself. Uh,
Yourself is pretty hot, so.
so, the, well, that's you. Um, I'd say definitely one has to be caring.
Mm-hmm.
I care a lot to my detriment at times. Like a lot of my frustration with my professional life right now is because I care too much, and that sounds horrible, but it just means like I get caught up in things that most could be just like, oh well, it's not my job, not my problem. It'll be fine, it'll work out.
Mm-hmm.
But like it still pesters me, it still bothers me because I want to figure it out. I want a solution. I want to help. I want to do stuff. And so there's a lot of people that would be very happy with my setup, my life, my job, and all of that stuff. And it's not that I'm not happy with those things. It's just I care so much about those things. I want more.
Mm-hmm.
So almost like attachment is forbidden kind of thing where it's just like it like yeah, I just knowing how good things are and good things about myself, it just makes me want more for them and everything. So yeah, like I got a good job, but I want more out of it because I care more than just uh, what's on my job description and blah blah blah. So it's just like yeah, I care about bigger bigger fish, and all that other stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm saying, but um, both as a good and a bad, I care a lot. Um, and that's my whole line of work. So I guess it's a good thing I care a lot. But like I said, it leads me to a lot of frustration with things.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can care about a lot of things and not get a lot done about what you care about, and it sucks. Um, you know, because you're only one person, and you're always at the mercy of the powers that be and all that such. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that any of that was anything good. I don't know.
I was listening. I
Uh,
liked it.
People, yeah, you're listening either way. It's content, whatever it is.
Content.
Um, let's see. I think I'll steal your second for my second and use imperfect.
Ah.
Um,
It's almost as if we're imperfect people.
right. Yeah. Well, and like I said, I'm a big preacher of that because like one of the only ways I talk myself out of like self-deprecation and difficult moments is remembering I'm not perfect.
Mm.
Um, so kind of connecting to the first one, yeah, I care about these things, but I'm not perfect. I can't do everything. I can't do it all. I can't have it all. When I mess up, yeah, again, I'm not perfect. It's gonna happen. Um, and I try to have a positive outlook on being imperfect because so often I feel like, um, I'll fall out of favor if the secret gets out that I'm imperfect and everything.
Hmm.
And like I can't be normal. I can't have problems. I can't struggle. I can't not be happy. I can't not have a good day. Like, um, people overreact if I have a bad day, and it's quite a experience because it's just like it just didn't work out today. Nothing, there's nothing horrible,
Hmm.
but it just wasn't a great day. But apparently that's odd for me, and so there's just this reaction of just like what had to happen to give you a bad day, and it's just like I don't know, the stars aligned or something. I don't know, or
Hmm. The
you
stars
know,
misalign.
or I
Mercury's
didn't
in
get a
Gatorade.
PS5 or
You
what.
know.
Yeah, it's just like, so sometimes I feel like, and that's obviously where some of the negative, imperfect image comes from is this setup of just like I want to be okay being imperfect, but then people don't want me to be okay being imperfect, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. So it's weird, and for some reason I'm going positive and negative on all of these.
And that's fine.
Um,
There's no rules. It's literally just words on a piece of paper.
that is true.
It's a sign, not a cop.
All right, we'll find out if it was wrong if we get smoted. Um, and then what was your last one?
My last one was unapologetic
Dang it.
and also creative. Well, tell me your spin on unapologetic.
Well, I'm just thinking about like I get in a lot of trouble for saying what I think and standing up for what I believe and
Hmm.
stuff like that. And so I feel like there's a lot of people. There are a lot of people, and it's weird because this is podcast world, and they only know us for what we put into the microphones. So it's
Yeah.
really weird to think about, maybe to some of our podcast friends, but there's a lot of people that don't like me.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not as unbelievable to some podcast people.
Well,
Um,
like there was a reason that I made that tweet. It's like let the bridges we burn light the way or whatever. Like we have rubbed some people the wrong way in the past couple of years and months and days.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've always been, I believe that people reach a point in life where they get a little bit of redemption.
Hmm.
That can happen, when you transition from adolescence to adulthood. That can happen in the middle of your life. That there's no science to when it happens, but I do believe people have this point in life somewhere. Everybody has their own point where they encounter a choice of turning everything they thought they knew around, right?
Hmm.
And so I tell people all the time, especially when working with kids, like, I grew up a bully. I grew up having all these problems in my life and at home, and I used those and weaponized those, and it created parts of my character that even still exist today. And it's this idea that sometimes we think, well, the big book says, we're made new when we come to this big spiritual awakening and all this other stuff. And there's people that believe like when you grow up, you're a new person. And so many like rites of passage center around that of like you're leaving this behind, you don't play with toys anymore. Now you do these things. Um, and so much of it centers on being completely new, and I don't believe that's true. I believe that when you encounter that point for your life, you've lived a life up until that point that has purpose. You've misused that purpose, but now you have the right to use it well. And so a lot of my forwardness, a lot of my very um, loudmouthness, a lot of my humor, a lot of those things came from a place that I abused growing up, but now are just a part of my characteristics, and I use them to stand up for what I believe in.
Yeah.
I use them to bite back against people that believe they are better or bigger than other people or more important than other people and everything. So I still get in fights. I just say that I get in fights for the right reasons now. And so, because of that, though, and because of the misconceptions about how I present myself, whether right or wrong, but that's not my responsibility. People have labeled me as many things, and so, um, but I don't care to get it back to the point of being unapologetic. Is it's just I do everything in
Yeah.
the moment thinking I'm doing the right thing. If I'm given proof and shown evidence that I've done something wrong or I've hurt someone, I'm very quick to recant and apologize and make amends. Absolutely. But by and large, everything I do because I think it's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if I piss off a few people doing that, I can sleep okay because I believe I did the right thing. If some people think of me as combative or rebellious because I am a little bit more open minded about policies and things,
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that. Because generally speaking, I have found better relationships and more relationships by standing up for what I believe in unapologetically uh, than were ever worth counting what I lost, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I gained far more than I lost in those situations. So um, yeah, so unapologetic. It's kind of always been a part of my characteristics because I've always been such a combative and loud person. I've just been combative and loud about many different things in life, and
Mm-hmm.
so might not be surprising to some people, but there you go. So
Not to me.
there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, unapologetic. So
Unapologetic. That was good. That was a good one.
I
I
hope so.
liked that one.
I hope so.
Let's
Boba
let's
liked it too,
let's
apparently.
rattle around a little bit more and
Those aren't for
see.
you, Boba.
Boba, you want to pick one? What about that one?
So let us know some things, preferably in the form of three, because that's a holy number and whatnot. But if you want to be unholy, give us a six or a seven or whatever those numbers are. Let us know some things about yourself. Describe yourself. I don't know. I don't think we stuck to one thing.
The time has come for us to describe each other.
Oh God, I hate these, Megan. I say
This
that
one,
lovingly. I say that loving. I've said I don't like talking about myself. I don't like feelings, and I'm not an emotionally in touch person. So
and that's what this is for.
by not liking these, what I'm saying is it makes me uncomfortable doing normal human
Get
things.
out of your comfort zone, baby, because it's
uh,
time. What is your favorite physical feature on your partner?
you wrote this one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead.
What, me?
I went first on the last one.
Yeah, because it was your question. Take responsibility for yourself. Hang on, I'm sipping coffee.
I love the way that you look. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. You're a very attractive person to me, and
You know this is recorded, right?
yeah,
Okay. I'm
and I
just
love
making sure you
you,
know these going out there.
and I love you exactly the way that you are.
That's nice. I'm not. I don't know. I don't want people to think anything. I'm not comfortable with this. I grew up in life not having feelings, and
That was a problem.
yeah, well, yeah, a
And
lot of my life taught me that feelings are
listen, man.
bad.
And then you married a woman with
So
so
many
many
feelings,
feelings.
yes, and you helped me get more in touch with mine, and sometimes that's okay. uh,
Oh man, where do I start?
huh?
I like your
You
hair.
said thing. No, you're done.
I like your hair.
You're
I like your
retired.
beard. I like your nose. I think your nose might be my favorite physical feature of yours
You
because
know
I
what they
like the
say
shape of
about guys with noses?
they can smell
Yeah,
nice.
they're not dead. I don't know. Oh gosh.
And now it's my turn to feel uncomfortable because I don't like being talked about.
Oh. Well, I mean, I don't think anybody likes being talked about. I don't know. I think we all have different reasons why we don't like being talked about. Like I
Yeah.
said, mine are just kind of baked in from childhood and everything. So being in touch with myself and being open and all that is not easy. That's why I talk about Star Wars
You're
instead.
stalling.
Bro, yeah, I'm good at that. I talk a lot. That's why we started a podcast.
Here's the thing. You're trying to think of another answer other than my butt.
What? What? So, what was the question specifically again?
What is your favorite physical feature on your partner?
Favorite physical feature? You're so careful with your words on this one. So,
I don't know. I don't know why I wrote this one. This is why I'm gone into Sweater Town and just
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean we're married. I like your butt, but
yeah.
I mean I feel like that's obvious. Like
Premarital butt touching is not okay, kids. Premarital
disclaimer, but
eye
premarital
contact.
Expedition Roasters coffee is okay and recommended. Be sure to check out that link in the description. I'm trying to think. Because I mean, like you can give obvious like sexy answers and everything. Like I feel like that's easy stuff. I feel like I always encourage young people to think beyond those kinds of
Yeah,
things.
like noses.
Like I like noses.
That was
Um,
one of the first things I was like. I saw your profile from the side, and I was like, nice. He's got a
yeah.
nice slope of his nose.
I've got a big nose and no chin. No one has seen my chin in I don't know how many years. I mean, technically you could see the top of it, but what's under there you don't know.
You
Um,
have a cleft chin, which is very
I
nice.
do cleft boy chin wonder, whatever.
Cleft the boy chin wonder,
Yeah,
yes.
from that one show. Trying to think. I like a lot about you. Both like well, not both. In the physical sense, spiritual, emotional, all of that. You're a great package of a person, and I
Thanks.
like you. So,
Thanks.
um, I think like I think I'm gonna say just because it's the first thing my mind can settle on is like your cheeks.
What's wrong with my cheek?
Because a lot when we were first dating and everything, I couldn't help but like
You would squeeze my face
yeah,
so much.
uh, you've got a nice face, and I kind of understand grandmas and the whole cheek pinching thing because you have those kinds of like Pillsbury biscuit cheeks where it's just like oh they're so
Come on,
nice to
man.
the touch and everything, and
I moisturize.
yes you do. So um, yeah, I feel like I have to go with that one. That one I have a lot of memories of squeezing your cheeks.
Yeah, there's a lot of pictures of you squeezing my cheeks too.
There are, so I feel like that's an appropriate answer.
Okay. Do you want to pick one?
Sure. Yeah, we've got a
Here we
little
go.
bit more time.
Let's have a cookie jar.
I'm going to the bottom.
Go to the bottom. Who stole the answer from the cookie jar?
All right. Wow, three. This is a new record for us.
Dang, son.
I hate you.
What is it?
I hate you so
What is it?
much. You're so daggum ridiculous, woman.
How do you know I wrote it?
Uh, do you think Darth Maul's legs are out there somewhere? Who else?
Yeah, that is me.
Who else? I love you.
Okay.
I love you, by the way, for the recorded
Okay.
record.
But here's the thing. Why would the Force only save the top half of his body? Wouldn't it make sense that his legs are out there just running?
No, it
Going
wouldn't
somewhere
actually.
else, just
Give me
running
another
in a circle.
question.
Come on, man.
No,
You don't like
I
that one?
don't think they're out there. I don't think they're doing anything. I think they're decomposed by now.
So disappointing.
Goodness gracious, you're
So
so ridiculous.
disappointing.
I appreciate a fun question though. We haven't
Thanks.
had one of those before.
Wow, thanks.
Well, I mean, we've had interesting questions. We haven't had one like that. That's just absolutely ridiculous. I think you misunderstood the assignment on that one.
I
What
think
did
I understood it perfectly.
now? So this is a fun one though, but it's also not about Darth Maul's legs. Um, what is your favorite animal?
Ooh, it
And this will
changes
be the
so
actual last one.
much.
I'll put it over here
Okay.
so we don't lose it.
Dude, what's your favorite animal? I think I know the answer, but I want to make sure.
Oh, you do? Bet. What?
I think your favorite animal is a cat.
A cat.
I think you love cats.
Um, so back when I was a wee lad, I don't know. I had a lot of weird things, weird habits and hobbies when I was a kid, and for whatever I mean, there wasn't a lot of TV. Um, I joke a lot that like I didn't get to grow up on like normal TV. I got shown scary movies and everything. I watched so many movies because we didn't have cable for a very long time. So we had like the classic three channels where you'd get like two news channels and then
Yes.
one that just cycled maybe whatever. Uh, it wasn't until maybe I was 8 or 9. And so for those first few years, it was a lot of just watch what's on the movie shelf. That's why my mom was just so willing to say, all right, we've watched Barney enough. You've worn out the Rugrats tape. I guess it's time to promote you to Predator and Alien and Terminator. Um, and so that to say, I mean, other than movies, the same movies over and over,
Mhm.
I didn't have a lot to do. So um, I had this box of animal cards. I was super into animal facts and everything. And that was the thing. Each card was an animal and it had facts. It could show you where they were in the world and everything. It was that and dinosaurs. I didn't like
Nice.
dinosaurs because of Jurassic Park.
Because
Like
dinosaurs are
every other
cool.
person my age fell in love with dinosaurs because of that. I did not. I fell in love with dinosaurs because of books. It was weird. I had this educational CD-ROM where you plug it in and you would just explore the world and find dinos, and it was all facts, no fun.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. So, uh, just unlocking a memory of just like I used to read through this. I mean, it must have been like 300 cards of
Nice.
animals and facts and all that other stuff. So, um, that to say, I I would make my decisions based on interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
It was ever whatever card had the coolest picture and the most interesting facts and everything. Um, if I was answering for my childhood self, it's not technically the right answer, but I would actually say an ant. I used
Really?
to be really into ants,
Ants are cool.
and that was before the movie, and I'm not talking about Bug's Life. Um,
I don't want to talk about ants.
um, yeah, I used to love ants. I used to draw them all the time. I used to draw the different kinds. I was always fascinated by that hive mind hierarchy, just the sort of worker type that they are. Like, just of all animals that I'm always impressed by, like, just the instinct of doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ants were the most fascinating to me just because they all had a job and they just did that job 110%. Like no reward, no benefits package, no 401k. It was literally just you wake up and you do this thing that you were created to do. It's so weird but
John's favorite
interesting.
animal is
They're so
capitalism.
intricate. So maybe that's where my work ethic came from. I
Entirely
don't know.
possible.
um, but as far as an actual animal, I mean, I know that's an insect, so it doesn't technically count. But
I say it counts.
that to say, I was very fascinated with that growing up. Um, I feel like a lot of kids grow up and they're like, yeah, like wolves or lions. It's always based on what's cool.
Mine is not.
Um, I'm trying to think of interesting. Like, what's my favorite animal?
Yeah. Like we don't really talk about animals
I
much
like
these
animals, but
days.
I haven't thought about like what's. Gosh, I know I was really into wolves too. I was that kid that gave like $2 a month to that like rescue
Yes.
foundation or whatever.
Which
I don't
we
know what
still
they
do.
did with my money, but
Yeah.
probably paid Sarah McLaughlin or something.
In the arms of an angel.
Do you have an answer?
I do have an answer.
Please go, because I'm just rambling.
Okay, that's fine. Much like you growing up, I had a fascination with animals, except mine did not come from cards. It came from a jaunty Saturday morning program called
Sabumafu.
Zaboomafoo. If you don't remember what Zaboomafoo is, then you had a lacking childhood. I'm sorry. But the
I
Crap
admit it.
Brothers, yeah, the Crap Brothers and their lovely lemur assistant
Ring-tailed
Zaboomafoo.
lemur.
Yep. They would. They were just so much fun. It was so much fun. They would just go around to all these places and show you these animals and be like, "Hey, this is a freaking sea turtle.
Mm-hmm.
They could breathe through their butts. Isn't that cool?"
Right?
They didn't talk like that, but that's how the Crap Brothers sounded in my mind. And then later, they had a show called Wild Kratts, which is even cooler.
That's animated? Yeah.
Yes, where they
Yeah.
could turn into the animals and use their
Different
special
budget and
abilities.
everything.
But I remember so clearly that Zaboomafoo, there was an episode about bears. And they showed my favorite animal, which it is the doofiest looking animal in the entire world, and that is a sun bear.
Oh yeah, the one that can have like that has the Batman symbol.
They have the Batman symbol.
Some of them it looks like that.
Do yourself a favor
Yeah,
and
just look.
Google sun
They're
bears.
cute bears. They're like
They're
they're almost like
adorable.
puppy bears.
They're so precious. They have these really long tongues.
Yeah,
They're so cute,
yeah.
but they just look like they're in abject horror all the time
They're
because
super sweet though. Yeah, yeah. They always have faces of like they got in
oh
trouble,
god,
but yeah, they're like super cute.
they
Like
have no neck.
it's and that's where animals get interesting in terms of like we think that it's just one type, but they're so dictated by their environments and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So everything about the sun bears, from their diet, their size,
Yes.
their physical ability, it's all down to just where they grew up. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
just like people, where it's just like you're a product of your upbringing. Like,
And I recently found out about like a miniature version of the sun bear with a longer tail. That's technically an Lieber family, a kinkajou,
hmm.
which are called honey bears. They have really long tongues. They're really cute. They got little
Oh yeah,
hands.
yeah,
I showed you a bunch of videos of
yeah.
kinkajous.
Um, I like red pandas because of that one video.
Red pandas are great.
I don't think I have anything like in when I think of favorites, I don't like favorites because I'm bad at ranking because I like too many things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I think of favorites, though, I try to quantify for whatever situation it is. It's not actually a favorite, but it's like, all right, what social norm centers around favorites? Like I just go through a full like robotic mindset of so I'm like running an algorithm of like, well, usually your favorites are the thing you talk about the most, something you view often, something that just instantly makes you smile or makes you feel good. Like
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, okay, the Phantom Menace. Like I'm like it helps me at least get to a point where it's like this could theoretically be my favorite.
Yeah.
I'll never know, but I can at least seem normal and say I have a favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I do that with music,
Me too.
so it's like I have really hard
Mm-hmm.
times ranking. Usually it's either I like it or I don't like it. There are extremes of things I hate. I generally try and stay away from this is the worst. Um, but there are things that fill that
Yeah.
category of just like no, this is objectively bad. Um, but generally it's just a this isn't for me,
Mm-hmm.
not my taste, things like that.
Yeah, we have discussions sometimes about like music taste because our music tastes do intersect quite a bit, but there are some that just two parallel lines going straight down the road. Like cuz I love the Talking Heads.
hmm
You
I
hate the
do not.
Talking Heads.
I
Like
wouldn't say they're objectively bad. They don't go in that category.
yeah.
I do not like them.
Yes.
Um,
I like Talking Heads.
I'm trying to think of music. I mean, most country music definitely falls into the hate category. I hate
Mhm.
it. It's objectively bad, and I don't enjoy any of it. I'm not going to judge you if you like it. I just don't like it. And I mean, it's just, you're not changing my mind. So, they're like.
You don't like Neon Moon?
But generally there's not too many where I mean and it again it's this thing I try to do because I try not to label anything completely out. Like I don't like Elton John, but I at least try to say, well no, but he did have an impact. Like he did
Mhm.
do something. I don't like the Beatles, but at least I can recognize, their input to the
Mhm.
music genre. I don't like them, but they did do good things, and there are a lot of I'm in the minority by not liking them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
But then there's things that are completely bad where it's just like, no, nobody likes what you're doing. You should get your car keys and your money taken away. You don't get those rights anymore.
Like
Just stop.
Charles Manson.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, if we're gonna go there, um,
He
you
wasn't a
know,
very good musician.
so it's just the it's a mental practice to try and not make anything just because I don't like it completely bad,
Yeah.
but it does exist. So all that to say, when I'm trying to think of those parameters, I can't think of anything for like like. There's no one type of animal or a handful
Mhm.
of animals where I could just talk forever, or I could just instantly go
Yeah.
and whatnot. I mean, I like turtles.
I like
You know what?
trains.
I like turtles. I'm committing to it.
I like bees
That was the whole reason I watched Gamera growing up.
because
Um,
you're a turtle guy.
yeah, I was just like, what? It's Godzilla, but a turtle? Cool.
That's why you liked Kame House so much.
Sure. I mean, the turtle shows up a little bit, I guess.
Cute. It's mostly
It's not
lunch.
really much plot, but okay.
Who the heck cares?
um, so yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I would say turtles. Let's just say turtles and be done with
Let's say
it.
turtles. I
Because
I like honey flavored animals.
honey flavored,
Well, honey adjacent animals.
you like animals that generally eat honey.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
I like
So Pooh Bear would
kinkajous.
have been more like a sun bear than a
Dude,
bear
yes.
bear.
I
Interesting.
love Winnie the Pooh.
She's
I love it.
great. Winnie, it's supposed to be a girl, right?
No,
What?
no,
I thought it was supposed to be a
no,
she.
it's a bee.
Hmm.
It's a guy.
Are we sure?
I haven't asked their pronouns,
I'm not even trying to get
but
topical. I just mean I remember seeing somewhere that Winnie the Pooh
I
was female.
I think I don't know. We're gonna do
We're
some
gonna look
cursory
that up.
googling.
That's gonna be interesting to find out. We might
I
rock some worlds.
I think I've seen a couple of passages in the book I have of Winnie the Pooh quotes where
I
he's
mean,
referred to them as
I'm
he.
talking about classic Winnie the Pooh though. I mean, I think now it's probably definitively a he, but I think originally it wasn't labeled, but at some point it was said it's female, but I don't know. I
We'll have
just have
to
a podcast. I'm not God. I don't
we'll have to
I
talk to
don't know,
A. Milne
you
about
know.
it.
Um cool. All right. Well,
That
three
was an episode.
questions. There you go. Yeah. We never know what's going to happen with these. So hopefully you enjoy them. I mean, apparently you do. Again, they're seemingly the most popular thing we do, and we don't do it enough, but we're getting back into it. There are plenty more of these on the dock moving forward, so look forward to that. We're also talking more Star Wars things we love, as well as other fandoms. The exciting thing about movie theaters being opened back up and everything kind of revamping is a lot of these series that were getting new entries that got put on hold are now coming back around. So more Marvel movies, more Fast and Furious movies, more horror movies. It's just everything we love is growing, and so we've got plenty to talk about over on Nerdiverse as well as Nerd Herder.
Mm-hmm.
We're ever continuing our series of just talking about what we love. Every episode is pretty much that, but we're focusing specifically on each movie. And next up is Empire Strikes Back. So if the mood strikes you, let us know on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook your favorite things about The Empire Strikes Back. Maybe you'll end up on an episode. Maybe think of those things over a great cup of coffee from Expedition Roasters, bought specifically at the link in the description below because
Please.
10% of the proceeds go to support the Nerd Herder podcast. So if you like coffee, get your fix. We will gladly monetize your addiction, but please just use the link below to do so. We don't. We want you to be addicted and be profitable, all in one go. Um, Thank you to our patrons. We mentioned earlier how great they are and how much support we get from them. We greatly appreciate them. And
That's about it.
that's about it.
Oh, thank you to Jesse at Game Infinite. We
Darn,
love you.
darn you, Jesse. No, he does not get a shout out today.
What?
He's playing Ratchet and Clank, and I'm
Oh,
sitting
I'm
here
sorry.
without a PS5 and sad.
We love you, Jesse. Listen,
I
this isn't
yeah,
personal. This is just,
I'm,
feelings,
I'm just
emotions.
hurt. I'm sad.
I know, baby.
I miss my
I
boys.
I offered that we could watch the stream recently.
Nope, I want to play it. I want to experience it.
I know, baby.
Uh,
I'll watch it without you. It's
talking
fine.
talking to David K was an experience.
It was
It,
an
it was its
awesome
own
experience.
experience though. It doesn't replace playing those games because they just are so near and dear
Yeah,
to my heart. But no, but Jesse's awesome.
Jesse is awesome.
He's covering all kinds of gaming stuff because all kinds of gaming stuff is always happening. But specifically right now, a lot of interesting things, a lot of news. Don't know if you heard about it, but Link's got a new arm.
It's
Um,
very exciting.
more Elder Scrolls or not? I don't
No,
know. I don't
Elder
remember
Scrolls Online.
that. Um, you know,
I
if
don't
you
want
don't
to
know
talk
what we're
about it.
talking about, you've got to check out Game Infinite for articles and coverage on E3 and all the new drops and information, as
Electronic
well
3.
as seeing a lot of creative people do art and cosplay of your favorite gaming characters. It's really interesting to see people's talents. It makes me sick, but I love it. So there you go. I'm a masochist when it comes to those
I think
things.
it's time to put Herd Pop here to bed.
Yep.
Good
So
night.
we'll be back later, maybe.
Maybe. Bye.